Good afternoon. Could you please start by introducing yourself, providing your title, and giving a brief description of your program?
Yeah, so my name is Jessica Jasper. I'm the program director of the Community Youth Development Program, CYD for short, and we focus on youth leadership development, mentoring, post high school readiness. We have a youth advisory committee, and we also have ancillary programming, which focuses on things like science, technology, engineering, math, art, dance, all the things.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, the first question I have for you is over the past few years, what changes have you observed within the program?
I've been with the grant since the YWCA first received it, so back in September 2021. Currently, we are in year 4 of our grant, and the amount of participation and engagement from both youth and families um, has truly increased. I remember when we first used to have our family events, we're required by our grant to have monthly family events. No one showed up for the first one, and we were so excited when we were planning it, and we were going to have HEB cater the event. We had decorations, we had games, prizes, and so now, so that event, no one showed up, and then now we have to have a sign up genius, and we have to cap our events because sometimes there are 100 to 150 people that show up.
So, completely different.
Yes, completely different.
Well, those are good problems. Moving on to the next question, can you walk me through a recent program decision um, and explain a few factors that guided you to that?
Yes, so we started incorporating session evaluations in all of our programs that I spoke about earlier. The reason for this is we use something called the YPQA, so Youth Program Quality Assessment. And so this is a tool that is meant to, excuse me, it's a research based tool, and it's used to evaluate the quality of our youth programs. And so when we were looking at some of the data that we entered, so we basically score it and it spits back out a report. And when we were looking at the report results, it showed us that we were scoring really low when it came to the reflection piece, when we were asking our students, like, things like what did they learn, what are they going to take from this lesson, and we were also not asking feedback on whether or not, was this helpful, did you enjoy it, are there things that you would like to maybe like learn next time, or things that you may need clarification on. So program evaluations and what we use to make that change, it came about because of the YPQA that we use as a tool.
Okay. And moving on, how do you gather and incorporate feedback from the youth, parents, and staff?
So specifically with our youth advisory committee, every CYD grantee has a youth advisory committee, and the purpose of having them is to really use our youth voice, increase youth voice and participation to really help shape the local CYD program. And so a very current example that I have is I'm working with Advanced Graphics to design the summer t-shirts, and I could easily just select one, but instead of me selecting one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the approved ones, the ones that I approved, to this YAC coordinator so that she can get with the YAC students, and then YAC is ultimately going to vote on which shirt they want, what colors they want, and then they also give us feedback on family events. So on this last family event, they were actually the ones who planned it, so they get to um, basically plan and execute these events. And so I think it's important for us to use our youth in that way, because ultimately this program is for them. And so we need to have them at the table and at the seat and increase their voice and participation.
That's awesome that you guys are doing that. Real quick, can you, just to clarify, YAC, is that the Youth Advisory Committee?
Correct, yes.
Okay, perfect. And then moving on to the next question. When you think about partnerships in the community, what kind of collaborations have had the greatest impact?
Um, one of the partnerships that we have that's a really strong partnership is through, well, we have a couple, but the one that I can think of is with Grub Farm. We basically partner with them during the summer. We take our students, and the Agri Life um, Extension Life program comes, and they meet us at the Grub Farm, and students are able to plant, cultivate, and create. It's what they call it. So they are able to plant vegetables, fruit, flowers, learn about gardening, about farming, agriculture, all those things, and then they get to create food from the vegetables that they planted in the garden. And then the other portion of this is they also get to learn about how do the foods that you eat, how does it impact your body, like your mood, your energy levels. And then also as part of a program that Grub Farm has, if you volunteer a certain amount of hours during the school year, then if you're, I believe it's at the age of 16, if you volunteer up to 20 hours, then you can apply for a program with the Grub Farm. So that's a really strong partnership that we've had for the last 3 years.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity for the youth. So, really cool. And to finish up, imagine the program in 5 years from now. What would success look like in the CYD program?
Success, I think it would be having our students that were in our program come back and mentor our younger students, and really share their story and how the work that we do impact them in a way that it really hopefully changed the trajectory of their lives for the better.
That's awesome. Well, that's all that I have for you. Thank you again for taking the time to accept this interview, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.